Hi, welcome to this Zoom yoga class. I tape these classes every Friday at noon and then I post them up on YouTube to share with the public. So if you find these classes to be helpful to you, please hit like down below or subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of future episodes. We work on the breath, which helps us clear our minds and focus on the practice that we're about to begin. And then we do movements in the chair. We do standing postures, balance postures, and then we get down on the floor to do some nice stretches for our body. And then finally, a nice relaxation in Shavasana. So I hope you enjoy the class. Let's get started. So just have your strap nearby and we'll begin though with our centering breath. So find a nice tall spine, sternum lifts, feet plant, sitting bones plant. Roll your shoulders up and back, relax them down away from your ears. Draw your navel gently in towards your spine. And with your eyes open or softly gazing towards the floor or closed, whatever you're comfortable with, just see if you can connect to your breath. So explore the feeling in the body as you breathe. Maybe you feel it in the nostrils or the throat. You might feel it in the chest and the belly. Maybe a little bit in all of those places, but see if you can rest your awareness where you feel it most clearly. You might see if the breath feels shallow or full today. As we get ready for the holidays and get stressed or busy, we can sometimes find our breath shallows out. So just notice if that might be the case. And see if you can allow it to be a little longer in length, a little deeper as you breathe in. And if you enjoy the ujjayi breath, the restricting of the back of the throat, creating that wave-like sound and sensation, you might add that on if that feels good. It's something you enjoy. So focusing on our breath helps to clear all that chatter, which becomes extremely loud sometimes and busy at this time of year. So focusing on the breath will help to create a little space between thought, a little quieting of the mind. So take 2 or 3 more breaths. And after your next exhale, open your eyes and bring your arms down by your sides. Keep your feet rooted and parallel to each other. And inhale the arms overhead. We'll do 4 sun breaths. So press the palms together. Maybe look up if you're ready for that. Exhale, let everything go. Arms float down. Maybe the chin tucks might feel good to add that little movement. Inhale all the way up, fill up. And exhale, let it out. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And then let it go. Let it all out, draw the navel into the spine. And then find your strap. So bring your strap over, maybe lay it across your lap. We're going to do some side bends and some rotations using the strap this morning. So get a grip on the strap, maybe about shoulder height or a width or a little bit wider, whatever is comfortable for you. And then inhale the arms up overhead or as high as you can get them. If your shoulders are tight, you might not get as far as me, but that's okay. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, lean over to the right. Take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to drop the left shoulder, coming into kind of a leaning twist so that our torso will move towards facing the floor. You might not get that far. Inhale back so that the top hand is reaching to the ceiling in this nice lateral stretch. And then bring it back up and exhale, lean to the left. Take a breath in and out. And then do that rotation. So you're going to be dropping the right side. So the strap becomes perhaps parallel to the floor, maybe doesn't get all that way level, but it's heading in that direction. And then bring it back so that you're leaning in a nice side bend, and then bring it all the way back up. Take an exhale and bring the strap down to your lap. And inhale your arms back up overhead. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, take that lean to the right. And then if it felt all right the first time to take that twist, go ahead and do it. If it didn't feel right in your body, just leave it out. Just stay in the nice lateral stretch. Inhale back to that lateral lean, and then bring it all the way back up. Take a lean over to the left this time. And then rotate the torso. Bring it back to that lean facing forward. And then bring it all the way back up. And bring your strap down onto your lap. Do one more round of this. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, take the lean to the right. Take that rotation. And then bring it back to the lean. Come back to vertical. And lean to the left. On an exhale, rotate. And then come back to the nice lateral stretch. Bring it all the way back up. Bring your hands down to your lap. Strap lays across your legs. Roll your shoulders up and back a few times. And then forward a few times. And we'll move into a little more into the shoulders. So take that grip on your strap a little wider. So maybe it's hip distance or a little wider even than that. Bring your arms up overhead, and as you exhale, bring the arms as far back as you can. Try to keep the strap, you look great, parallel to the ground. And then bring it back up and all the way back to your lap, and we'll do two more of those. So we want some tautness in the strap, so we're pulling on the strap as we lift our arms and reach them back. And then we're bringing them up and back to our lap. And then the last one, up and as far back as you can comfortably go. You don't want to strain, so don't let that happen. And then bring it back down. Roll your shoulders a couple of times in each direction. And we'll go one more level if it's right for you in your shoulders. If not, stay where you are or even make the grip a little closer. So do what feels best in your own body. So I'm going to go out as far as I comfortably can here, and the goal is to go back just a little further. So there's some tautness in the strap. On an inhale, bring it up, and then bring it back. Maybe you get it all the way behind you. Maybe you don't. Nice opening of the chest. Inhale back up, and exhale, bring it forward. And we'll do two more. Inhale the arms up overhead. If you need to make the grip even wider to give you room to make this maneuver, go ahead. And bring it back up. I need to be a little wider. And last one, inhale up and exhale it back. And you might hold it here with the heart open, feeling it through the pectoral muscles, the front of the chest. And then bring it back up and rest it down. Let the strap kind of lay across your lap and roll your shoulders, bobble your head a few times. Nice job. It's a different group of movements for our shoulders today. And you can move the strap over to the side for now. We might use it on our legs, on the floor. but you can move it aside for the moment. Bring your arms out to the sides and then bring them forward. Take your left arm on top and find eagle arms. Take your right leg up and cross it over your left. Squeeze your legs together. Pull your armpits apart and dip your chin toward your chest. Just feel the stretch in the upper shoulders and the back of the neck. Take a big breath in. And if you like, fold forward. So you're coming into baby eagle as your forearms come to your lap. Take 2 big breaths into the back of the lungs. So just notice the ribs in the back expanding and releasing. And then bring yourself back up to vertical. And uncross your legs, uncross your arms. And then bring it to the other side, right arm on top this time, eagle arms of choice, left leg up and over. Squeeze your legs together, pull your arms apart, take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, nod your chin and fold into baby eagle. If you like, you can stay upright, totally okay. What feels good for you is the most important thing, so pay attention, be with your body in these movements. 2 big breaths into the back of the lungs. And then come all the way back up and unwrap yourself. Maybe roll your shoulders, rolling my shoulders. I love to roll my shoulders, follow my head. And then we will prepare to work on our core. So we're going to bring our opposite knee and elbow towards each other after we engage our core by drawing our navel in towards our spine, lifting our low ribs in and then up, and lifting the pelvic floor. We'll do 10 on each side. I will count. Here is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. Last 1. All right. Now we will externally rotate the leg as we lift it and reach towards our toes or our ankle. So here we go. Here's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9, last 1, 10. Now we do it all with straight limbs. So we're going to extend our opposite arm and opposite leg straight out in front of us, flexing the foot and keeping the fingers together, pointing forward. So try to keep the leg as straight as you can comfortably keep it as we lift it. So I will count. Here we go. Here's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9, the last 1. Great. Legs come about as wide as the legs of the chair, hands on your thighs, and simply begin to rotate the torso to the degree that it feels good. So there might be small rotations, might be large rotations. You can explore and see what feels best for you this morning. Keep the core engaged, always so important, especially when we come into that backward lean through these rotations. That's going to help protect our back by engaging our core. Notice what direction you started going and then reverse that direction. If you want to go really low with the opposite shoulder to opposite knee, go ahead and do that. Sometimes that feels great. You can even stay in one position if it feels good on your back. As you move, you can hang out in one spot. Eventually, though, coming to a nice, still posture with a nice tall spine. Bring your legs closer together. And then take your right knee up in towards your chest, hold behind it or in front of it, whatever's comfortable. Draw a few circles. as if you're drawing a circle with your knee, and reverse direction. And then hug your knee into your chest, squeeze that shin in, and circle the ankle and point and flex the toes. And keep that foot flexed. Take the ankle to your thigh. Take a nice breath in and decide whether or not you will lean forward or not. Totally optional to lean forward. Just do what feels right. I love to lean and notice when I breathe in this posture, how I just kind of release in tiny little millimeters closer to my shin with each exhale. Without forcing it, I'm not trying to make it happen. I'm just watching the body release, feeling the body release as I breathe here. Wouldn't even be noticed if you weren't paying attention. And then bring yourself back up. So we're going to do one little thing with our feet today that's kind of a follow-up to our discussion about fascia last week. So we want to really open up the space between our toes as often as we can. So we're going to, first let's kind of warm them up by grabbing the tops of them and wiggling them back and forth. And then as you are ready, begin to put your fingers between each of your toes as best you can. And pull down as low as you can. And it might feel, I know I always say don't, to move away from pain. This can be uncomfortable. Just kind of squeeze down. And this is a fabulous thing to do maybe while you're watching television. And if you don't want your hands stuck between your toes, you can put crayons between your toes and kind of let them hang out there for a while. You could use one of those manicure things, you know, that separate your toes, push it way down to the base of your toes. You could, what else could you use? Just about anything. They make socks that will allow you to do this. And some people wear them to bed to keep that separation of your toes. It's supposed to be so good for opening up energy channels and for releasing fascia or in the foot area. And then wiggle your fingers back out, maybe let a little bit more of that back and forth. Maybe a little tap. Ooh. I don't know about you, but I always feel my foot is very energized when I do that. And then bring that foot down to the ground. You might feel that your toes have more of a base now. It's really a nice feeling when we pay attention to our toes. Bring the other leg up and draw circles with your knee. Few in each direction. And then bring your leg in and circle your ankle. So I don't know, I know I've mentioned it in the past, but I used to work for a nursing home ombudsman agency. And we went to a lecture by a podiatrist one day, and you know, his belief in the power of a healthy foot was amazing. But I tend to agree with him. You know, it's the basis from which we move. Keep your ankle flexed and bring that ankle to your knee or your thigh. Explore that lean if you like. Breathe. And just notice, observe, see what happens as you breathe in this lean. And try to discover just this minute little movements with your exhale. Release of some sort. And then bring yourself up. And find your toes. So now we take our fingers between these toes. And you might find one foot is particularly tighter than the other, or one set of toes are particularly squished more together than others. Might be a little harder to get those fingers down to the base, but do your best. You might even take your other hand, fingers there, and just kind of give it a little help as you push down between your toes. Oh, I missed a toe. Oh, just squeeze. I'd like to just give a little pulsing action myself here. This is particularly important to do like in the winter when our feet are crammed into shoes all day long. Well, thank you. Take your fingers out and then do that little off the top, just kind of move forward and back and bring a little movement there. And maybe a little pat. And bring that foot back down next to the other foot. Oh, now we are ready. Oh, that feels good. I don't know about you, but I always feel that my feet are so much happier when I do that. I wish Beth was here. She loves this, I know. Okay, sit nice and tall. Roll your shoulders, relax your arms by your sides, and we'll do some seated sun salutations. Inhale the arms up overhead and exhale into cactus. Inhale a little lean forward and exhale, bring it all the way down, over the knees and down to the ankles, crown of the head turns down. Everything melts towards the floor and the upper body. Big breath in through the nose, big sigh out through the mouth. And then energize the legs, sweep the arms out, bring yourself all the way up and come back to seated mountain. Inhale and then exhale into cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide all the way down, all the way to the toes. If you can, relax down. Inhale, find length by straightening the arms, reaching the heart forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, energize through the legs and sweep your arms out and up, come back into seated mountain. Last plain one, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, find length, and exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse it. Come up and back to mountain. So we'll add the twists if that's right for you. Inhaling up and exhaling to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale all the way down. Inhale, find length. And on your exhale, this time, left hand down to the ground, right arm out to the side. Take that rotation to the right, so the ribs and the shoulders rotate. Bring yourself back down and switch sides. Take that left arm out to the side, rotate to the left. Bring it back down and fold. On an inhale, sweep your arms wide, bring yourself all the way up. Press your hands together and bring them through heart center and back by your sides. We will do the last one. Inhale, arms overhead and exhale into cactus. Inhale, lean and exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left hand down, right arm out to the side. Rotate ribs and shoulders to the right. Bring it back down and rotate to the left. And bring it back down. Fold and rise. All the way up, press your palms together. Bring your thumbs to your sternum. And just with your eyes closed, just notice any shift in your energy. I don't know about you, but I can feel the energy all the way from between my toes all the way up to the crown of my head right now. Feels really good. And then open your eyes and we'll do our stand-up sit downs. So position your feet and remember that you have the option of not going as fast as I go or not doing as many as I do. This is your practice. Try not to plop into the seat when we come down. Just kind of touch the seat and come back up. So here we go. Here's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and 9, and 10, bottom arm to the top for 11, and 12, and 13, and 14, 15, and 16, 17, 18, and 19, last one. It's 20. Have a seat. Take a big breath in and sigh the breath out. And then bring yourself to standing so we can do our lubrication of our joints. So first and foremost, find mountain. So the shoulders are over the hips are over the knees are over the ankles. Roll your shoulders up and back, let the palms hang slightly forward rather than rotating in, which we tend to do sometimes. We want to let the hands be facing slightly forward. That opens up our shoulders, helps with our posture. And then take your weight into your right foot and step back on the toes of the left foot, and we'll roll over those toes, kind of like lassoing the whole leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and reverse. 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the left foot steps down and the right foot steps back for 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and reverse. 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Bring your big toes together, heels are apart, knees are together, just circle the knees for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and reverse it. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Walk your hands up your legs and separate your feet. Let your knees stay soft as you circle your hips for 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Reverse. 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Let your arms hang like they're empty sleeves. And then begin to rotate the torso in this standing waterfall. Keep breathing, big full breaths as you do this. You want to be so relaxed. And the breath will help you do that. Eventually coming to stillness. Separate your feet even further and turn your toes out even further. So the heels are in, toes are out, arms overhead. We'll sink into goddess 5 times. So here is 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and we'll hold on the 5th one for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back up and step the feet together. Right. So I think we'll use our strap again for these next postures. So find your strap, nice, and have your hands up about hip width distance. And we're going to bring our arms up overhead again. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, take a lean to the right, rooting down to the left foot. And letting the left hip maybe push out just a little bit as you take this lean. You don't want to overdo it though, so you should be able to continue to breathe. Nice full breaths. And then like we did in the chair, if it's comfortable for you, take that rotation. You're going to bring that left hand down, that right shoulder forward. You're in a little rotation, not a big one. You're facing the floor. Bring yourself back so that you're in that nice lean, and bring yourself back up. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, take the lean to the left. Press down through the foot, the right foot, and maybe push that right hip out a little bit. And remember that your breath is your guide here. If you lose your breath, you're going a little too far. So you want to be able to breathe. And then again, if it's right for you, you can stay right here. Otherwise, just rotate slightly. So you're rotating the upper body. And then bring it back and all the way up. Nice. And release the strap and roll the shoulders. And let the strap go for now. And we will do some marching. So, standing nice and tall in mountain pose, we're going to march 10 steps on each side. I'll count without any arms. And then we will add opposite arms. So here is 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Last one, 10. So we're going to add the arms now. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Start either side, whatever works naturally, whatever comes first. Here is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and 9. Last one. Excellent. Great job. And so we go to tree. Maybe we will be Christmas trees today. So bring your weight into the right side. Come onto the toes of the left foot and find a rotation for that leg that's comfortable externally. Toes can stay down or the foot can move up the shin, up your leg. Just don't put pressure on your knee. Bring your hands to your heart, or let them float overhead, or you might even be a Christmas tree with a point on top. I'm watching the clock. So simply breathe and find a drishti, a point of focus, something that doesn't move. And then take that knee forward and step yourself out of your tree and prepare to move to the other side. So you can shake it out if you like. Bring that left foot down. Come onto the toes of the right foot and find that external rotation on this side. Here again, you can lift the foot or keep the toes down. Hands at the heart, overhead, maybe into a Christmas tree. And I will watch the clock. And then turn that knee forward and step it out. So you all look so still and steady and strong in our 40-second trees. I might have to challenge us in the new year. I won't tell you when or when I add time to that. But you all look so great. All right, let's turn the chairs around and do a simple little flow before we get down to the ground. So we're not going to do too much here in our flows today, just a simple sun salutation, maybe a sun A with a warrior one. So we're in mountain pose. Inhale the arms up overhead, and as you exhale, bow forward. Inhale, find length, hands to shins or thighs. Draw your shoulders back, reach your heart forward, and draw your navel in towards your spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees generously as you inhale, sweep your arms wide and bring yourself up. And exhale back to mountain. And we'll add the chair this next time. Inhale, up overhead, and exhale, bow. Inhale, find length. And exhale, hands to the chair, find plank. You can stay in plank or thread your torso through your arms, lift your heart, come onto your toes. You are in up dog. Exhale, send your hips back to down dog, and we'll do 2 more of those planks to up dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Stay in plank if you'd like, or thread yourself through. And exhale, send your hips back to down dog. 1 more. Inhale, come to plank. Keep the nice straight line. Don't let your hips sag as you thread yourself through and come into up dog. And exhale, send your hips back to down dog. And once you're there, pedal it out. So really let your hips sway or waggle from side to side. Eventually bringing your heels down, bending your knees as much as you need to. On an inhale, take your left foot forward. Spin your right heel in and bring yourself to warrior 1. Nice breath in here. And exhale back to plank. Stay in plank or thread. Send your hips to down dog. Inhale your right foot forward, spin your left heel in, and find your way to warrior 1. Exhale, hands to the chair and plank. You know the routine, stay in plank or thread it through. Exhale back to down dog. We're gonna do 1 more round. So on an inhale, step your left foot forward, spin your right heel in, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale back to plank. Stay or thread. Back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, left heel spins. Arms reach high to warrior 1. Exhale back to plank. Stay again or thread last time. Send your hips back to down dog and pedal it out. Eventually bringing your heels down, bending your knees generously. Walk your hands back towards your legs, hang in ragdoll here for a breath or 2. So the knees stay as bent as they need to be comfortable in your back. You don't want to strain the back here. Roll your shoulders, maybe dangle your arms or hold opposite elbows. You can sway or roll the shoulders, nod the head. Take a big breath in through your nose and sigh out. 1 more inhale and let it out. Release any bind you might have of the elbows. Bend your knees generously. Squeeze your arms wide. Bring yourself all the way up and bring your hands to your heart. And just pause. So feel any shift in energy, any warming of the body or accelerated heartbeats. Just stand here for a moment. Notice all the effects of these standing postures and flows and movements. And then bring your chair off your mat. And you might want to have your strap nearby because we will be using it. So find mountain pose at the top of your mat. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, hands to the mat. 1 foot steps back and knee drops. Other foot steps back and that knee drops. Find tabletop. So spread your fingers nice and wide if your hands are flat. They might be fisted if you prefer. So rather than just do cat and cows today, I'm going to encourage you to just do whatever movement comes naturally. So I like to bring my hands a little further in front of me and just kind of circle my hips over my knees, my shoulders over my wrists. You might want to sink back into child and then up into a modified up dog. There's so many things you can do here. So listen to your body, what feels the best. Maybe a little bit of all of that. Keep breathing nice full breaths as you do. Eventually, find yourself in a version of child's pose, knees close together or far apart, whatever feels best. Hips back towards the heels, forearms on the mat. Maybe you stack your fists and rest your forehead there. Just take a breath or two here into the back of the body. Bring the breath all the way down to your tailbone. And lift a bit, walk your hands over to the left. So towards the top left corner of the mat, left hand, then the right hand stacks over it. Press that right sitting bone back towards your heel and feel that stretch all the way through the right side. And then lift up a little bit, walk your hands through center, bring it to the other side. Right hand reaches to the top right corner, left hand stacks over it. And the left sitting bone reaches back to the left heel. Head relaxes down. A nice stretch to the left side. And then draw yourself up again. Bring yourself to tabletop. And then bring one knee forward, lower that hip, and swing yourself around. Sit in Dandasana. So your feet are flexed, your legs are engaged, your hip points are pointing slightly down. Roll your shoulders up and back and bring your hands by your hips. Elbows move towards each other. Just sit here for a couple of breaths. Make sure that navel is drawn into your spine and your low ribs are lifted in and up. And we're working on posture here. So when we let these little hip points kind of relax too much and point upwards, our back just kind of rounds. So we want to try to work on getting that straight, and that's going to require some strength around the sacrum, around the hips, to help keep us nice and vertical. So we're just practicing that. And then relax the shoulders. Take your left foot, bring it towards you, close to the right leg. Take your right hand and wrap it around the shin of that left leg. Bring that left arm up overhead. And then sweep it around behind you. Let it pillar your spine. So you're sitting nice and tall as you rotate the right ribs towards the left thigh. And again, you don't want to foreskin twist. You don't want to push past or into pain or strain. So it doesn't have to be like you're screwing yourself up. You just want to gently rotate the ribs and the shoulders towards that left thigh. And always, as always, navel's drawn in. And then bring yourself back forward. Take the left arm now, wrap it around the left shin. Bring your right arm up this time and bring it behind you to pillar your spine and take a little rotation to the right. Then bring yourself back to center. Extend that left leg. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, take a little very gentle forward fold. bring yourself back up. Take your right foot in close to your buttocks, or as close as is comfortable, and the inner foot is close to your left thigh. Take your left arm, wrap it around your right shin, and take your right arm up to the ceiling, sweep it around behind you. Sit nice and tall so that back arm is a pillar, helping you sit nice and straight. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, rotate towards the right thigh. So the left ribs rotate, the shoulders rotate. Maybe the gaze goes over the shoulder if you like. And then bring yourself back to center. Take that right arm, still wrap it around the right shin. Take the left arm up and sweep it behind you as you rotate in the opposite direction. And then come back to center. Extend that leg and take a nice forward fold without any strain. We're not really trying to go very far, just a little stretch into the low back. We might bring our hands to our thighs and do a couple of cat and cows here. So a little pelvic rock. And then come to a nice tall spine. Bring your hands in front of you as if you're holding a tray. Make sure there's room behind you to lie down. And then you can come with me from 10 to 1 if you like, or help yourself down. So here's 10, 9, and 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then take a nice full body stretch. Extend the arms overhead. You might even go from side to side with this stretch if it feels good, or alternate arm and alternate leg. I have a hard time doing that, but you might want to try that. Take a big stretch, both arms, both legs, and then inhale. Legs come in, give yourself a squeeze. Maybe you rock or circle your knees on the ceiling. See if you can get deep into that low back in this self massage, if you will. And then bring both feet down to the ground. We're going to find our strap once again. So take your left knee in towards you and put the strap on the ball of that left foot. And you can bend and stretch. Just do a little bit of movement here to warm up the back of the leg. And then if it's right for you, take that right leg long. Keep it active. So you want to keep that right foot flexed. And just begin to draw circles on the ceiling with your heel, perhaps. You can let the circles eventually get large, or you can keep them small, your choice. Notice what direction the circles are traveling, and then reverse the direction. Pause when your foot is facing the ceiling and just point and flex. Just notice how this feels down the back of your leg, down into your left hip. And then stay still. Take your strap into your left hand, both pieces of the strap. Maybe the arm goes out, right arm goes out to the side, or rest on your right hip point. Turn your toes of your left foot slightly out, and then lower that leg out to the side. Trying to keep this right buttock on the mat so you're not rolling onto your left hip. And that right leg is active, so that foot stays flexed. The leg is kind of anchoring you down. And then bring that leg back up. Switch hands. So the strap is now in your right hand, and the left arm is out like a wing or cactus. This time you actually can roll onto your right hip, so just roll onto that right hip and let the left leg fall towards the ground. That's being hammocked, if you will, by the strap. So if it doesn't get all the way to the ground, that's fine. It's just being held up by the strap. Nice stretch through the IT band, through the outer left hip and buttock. And then roll back. Draw that right foot back, close to your buttocks. Bend your knee of the left leg and bring your ankle to your thigh or in a reclined pigeon. So hang out here. Maybe you use the strap to wrap behind your right thigh and draw that thigh closer to you without having to strain. And I have short arms, so the strap often is useful for me. Press that left thigh away. Maybe let the right foot float up, or maybe it goes all the way towards the ceiling. You can rock or circle, might feel good. And try to relax the shoulders and the jaw. You might open your mouth and wiggle your jaw or tongue. And then bring that right foot back down to the ground if you lifted it. And take the left foot down next to it. Take the right foot in and bring the strap around the ball of it. Extend the leg towards the ceiling. Maybe pump it up and down a little bit. Flex the toes. And then if you like, take that left foot long, that leg long, all the way down to the bottom of the mat, but keep the foot flexed. And begin to circle in the right leg. Again, you can let the circles get large or stay small. Notice what direction you're traveling in and then reverse. And then pause when your leg is straight up towards the ceiling. Point and flex your foot. Just kind of get a sense of how this feels in the back of the leg, to the hamstring and calf, even into the hip and buttock. And then keep the foot flexed. Turn the toes slightly out and begin to lower your leg out to the right. You can kind of kickstand it by bringing the upper arm of the right arm out and the forearm straight up, kind of like a kickstand as you lower that leg out to the side. Keeping that left buttock on the mat, so trying not to roll over to your right. But you might not go as far as me, you might go further than me. But go where you can without pain or strain. You don't want to encounter those things. And then bring that leg back up and switch hands on the strap. Bring the right arm out to the side. I'm going to scooch myself over a little so I have room, and then I'm going to draw that right leg over to the left, roll onto your left hip, and let that leg come down as far as is comfortable for you. And again, you're hammocking that leg and the weight of that leg in that strap. A nice stretch through the outer right hip this time, and down the IT band. Then come back all the way to your back and slide that left foot in. Bend the knee, bring the ankle to your thigh. So you're in reclined pigeon on this side. And maybe you take the strap around your thigh if you'd like to use the strap, or you can hold it on the back of your thigh with your hands. Lifting that foot off, the left foot off, if that's something you'd like to try, or extending the leg to the ceiling. Relax the shoulders and the jaw and the neck. And then bring that left foot back down to the ground. And remove the right foot from your thigh. Nice. Bring your hands down by your sides. Bring your legs up so that the shins are parallel to the ground. And we're simply going to extend the legs up to the ceiling and the arms up and back behind us on the inhale. So inhale, legs straighten, arms float up and back. And exhale, everything comes back to where this started. Keep the navel drawn in and the back flat. Here we go, up again, legs straighten and the arms float up and back. We're going to do 5 of these, that was 2. We're going back to where we began. So here's 3. And 4. And the last 1. Great. Keep your legs as they are. Bring your hands to your knees and just kind of press your knees away and draw them back. So we're massaging into the low back a little bit differently as we push the legs away and pull them in. So we're not really using our hands to make that action. Our muscles are doing that for us and our legs, but you want to keep your core engaged as well. So it's kind of like one of those machines at the gym where you press your feet, you have weights at the back, and you're pushing your legs forward, working your core here. And then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big, 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 big squeeze. Maybe rock. And a final twist here. So bring your arms out like wings. Take a nice breath in and let your knees on an exhale fall to the left. Stacking knees and ankles and hips. And maybe you land your left leg on something. Maybe you don't go all the way to the ground today. Maybe it would feel better to be supported under a pillow or a block or some surface, not quite to the ground. On an inhale, bring yourself through center, one leg at a time or both at the same. Let them fall over to the other side, stacking hips and knees and ankles as best you can. And then come back to center. Hug your knees in. Stack your hands underneath your tailbone and float your legs up to the ceiling. You're in Viparita Karani or legs up the wall. So feel the blood flow from your toes back down through your hips into your heart. Beginning to slow down and end the practice. And when you are ready to find stillness, find that posture that works for you where you can be still. You might stay right here with your legs floating up or scoot yourself over to a wall and let the legs hang there. Or you might come into corpse pose with your legs extended, feet at opposite sides of the bottom of the mat and the toes flopping out. Arms by your sides, palms up. Wherever you go with this, once you get there, take a big breath in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. Finding that place to be still. It's a beautiful day for a blanket over your lap or your body. I feel good. Now, as you rest in Shavasana, you might explore how you see the world. And can you see it through the eyes of a child or through your own childhood eyes? Finding wonder in everything. So you might draw your awareness back to your breath, allowing each new breath to be fuller than the one before it. And each breath out, more of a letting go, a release. Allowing the breath to inform your body, bringing movement back to it through the wiggling of fingers or toes, the circling of ankles or wrists, or letting the head drift from side to side. And if it would feel good to take a nice full body stretch, go ahead and reach the arms overhead, extend the legs long, take the biggest, fullest breath of the day all the way in, and let it go. Draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a squeeze of gratitude for making it to class today, for finding the time for this beautiful practice, knowing how important it is for physical and mental, emotional well-being. Rolling to one side or staying on your back, just checking in with yourself to see what might have shifted or changed since you began the practice today. Finding something that you can take off your mat into the week ahead. And leaving something behind that doesn't serve you, a thought that weighs you down. So out into the week, the childlike curiosity. And as you feel ready to end your practice, just find your way to a comfortable seat. And once you're there, bring your hands to your heart. We bring our hands to our hearts, reminding us to fill our hearts with kindness and compassion. And to our lips, reminding us to speak words of kindness and compassion. To our third eye, reminding us to expand our thoughts of kindness and compassion towards ourselves as well as others. And in honor of the light that shines in each one of us, the light that unites us all, we bow and say namaste.